Hi guys, welcome into Bolt from the Blue Tarot. My name is Sam, and today we're going to do a pick a card reading. Now, if this is your first pick a card, welcome. I'm so glad you've chosen this one. So how this works is it's a fun game of intuition between you and I, and it helps you get the most specific message that is for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards from this deck here in a minute, and then I'm going to show them to you, and you will intuitively choose which card or cards stands out to you the most. And I will do readings for all 3 of these groups, each one corresponding to a card. And if you feel attracted to more than one card, that's cool as well. You can listen to multiple groups' readings. They might have, each one might have a message for you. So as you look at the cards, don't think about it too much. If you're wondering, Sam, how do I figure out which card it is? You're already thinking too much. So just relax. Sometimes our first instinct is the best. So you can just go with that. Or you can sit with it and see which one is your heart calling to rather than your mind, your brain. Or ask to be shown which one is best for you. Okay? There's lots of ways to decide which group or groups are for you, but you are going to find the perfect one. So I'm recording this on an unseasonably warm day, and I was asking Spirit what this should be about. Often pick-a-card readings are about how do they view you, or what's coming up for you. But the intention I've set for this is just messages of grounded love. So messages of love that we're bringing into the 3D to see how they play out. So these are messages of love that the universe would like you to receive today. For the 3 groups, if you're like, I don't know where in the video to go, look in the description box and there'll be timestamps, and you can just click on it or press it and it'll take you right to that part in the video. There should be chapters, but if I'm not able to do that, check out the description box. All right, so let's pull a card for group 1. All right, group 1. Your card is the 3 of Wands. Pull a card for group 2. Group 2's card, the King of Cups. King of Cups. Card for group 3, please, Spirit. Knight of Cups. All right, guys, YouTube is not fond of nudity for some reason. So I got to cover her up. But what we are looking at is group 1, group 2, and group 3. So attune to these images, and I'll leave this up for a few seconds. Whichever one you feel like is for you. Multiple groups is a-okay. If you want to watch all 3, I welcome your presence. All right, guys. I will see you in your group for a message of love from the universe. All right, welcome in group 1. So for your group, we have the 3 of Wands. Attune to her energy. Well, I read from the book, The Card's Message by Trish Sullivan. A strong, fierce warrior stands above it all, with only space as her backdrop. 2 wands are planted firmly behind her, and she carries another onward. A skull is atop this wand, a symbol of her prowess as a fighter. The skull itself, just one of many several challenges she has overcome in her past. But still she moves onwards. These battles may have been won, but what of her future? When this card appears in a reading, it is suggesting you've made a good start, but should not rest on your laurels just yet. Quite the opposite. Now it's time to keep an eye on your long-term goals. You can see it all so clearly now, laid out in front of you, and appreciate that there's a lot of work ahead. In truth, there may be even more than you realize, so be prepared for the unexpected, as well as the expected. It can be done. You're prepared for hard work, willing and ready to see it through to the end. And as long as you continue looking ahead and planning, while you work towards your goal, you'll get there sooner than you think. Keywords for this card: confidence, foresight, and leadership. Okay, so the message for this card comes off a little bit stern, or as though it's written for someone who is resting on their laurels, but I don't think that's you. I think that, these are intended as messages of love from the universe. So I'm seeing this as like a message that you are meant to be a leader, and that the universe has long-term plans for you. Like you will be deeply and long-term invested in. And to know that, a lot of this is about like preparing for the hard work ahead, but I think it's more like, yeah, there's work ahead, but how hard can it be when the universe is on your side? When the highest consciousness of love has got you, right? There's encouragement here that you will be guided through all of this. That the way is being paved. Yeah, you're being loved through this. To have confidence in yourself. I feel like you don't need it. Look at her energy. Fierce. She's been through it all, and she's gained tools from each trial. Okay. We are going to pull some from the Oracle of Destiny, and then maybe a bit more from the 78 Tarot Astral for you. It's such a beautiful day here. I hope that you're also having a beautiful day when this reading finds you. And if you're not, I hope that after this reading, you are. Loop. It's so bright out here, guys. I can't see if the camera's picking this up. Hopefully it is. The sun's coming down at a fierce angle. It never gets that high in the winter, although it's very warm today. I'm digging it. Ring of Solomon. That made a satisfying sound. Star. Okay, I think that's it for now. Loop, Ring of Solomon, and Star. So there's a behavior or a mental pattern that's got you in a little bit of a loop here. Or a behavior that you're repeating. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind chimes. It's just windy enough for them to make a beautiful tinkling sound now and then. Okay, so this behavior you're repeating, oh, this is actually being encouraged. So there's a repetitive behavior that's being encouraged. It's something that's loosening a knot in your brain, actually, like undoing the loop or creating like more positive neural patterns, ways of seeing things, habits. Yeah, so there's something that you're doing on repeat that's being encouraged. I think with Solomon coming out here, like if you look into this story of Solomon, there's a lot of legends, but it's truly about someone who was in touch with spirit, lost their way, and found it again, or gained a lot of wisdom through very worldly stuff. But what I'm getting is like prayer. Prayer may be this repetitive behavior that will help to, sometimes with this card I get like, you know, when you put a knot, like a knotted muscle into the bath, and it just kind of works itself out, releases, loosens. There may be something about prayer that puts you in, I mean, this is true of everyone who prays earnestly, but it puts you in a receptive state, one that is close to spirit. It's humbling. It sort of centers you in the universe. Like you see how he's beneath the sun here. And yes, he's a king, but he knows that he's only an earthly king, right? It reminds you of your place in the cosmos when you pray. Since it's Solomon, that the Proverbs may be specifically suggested here, or something from the Abrahamic traditions. I had really, truly no background in Abrahamic faiths, but I kept being directed to the Psalms and a specific subset of them, like particular Psalms over the course of a few months. And so I would encourage you to do the same. Like, see what comes up. So there's 3 you can start with that I was recommended at the beginning of my spiritual, like energetic spiritual awakening, where I was like, I need some like daily spiritual hygiene, right? And prayer is really useful for this. So Psalm 23, that's the Lord is my shepherd one. Psalm 91 and Psalm 121. Those are really good. I have another channel called Samuel Speaks, and on that one I've recorded myself reading the Psalms, and I use it when I'm in spaces where I can't read out loud to pray, because I'm in public, it would disturb people or whatever, or as so that I can listen to prayer as meditation. I also use it for cleansing spaces. I'll play it over speakers. So yeah, check out that channel. And there's a video called Psalms for Perfect Peace, something like that. Protection, cleansing. I will link it in the description box for group 1 if I can remember to do so. But check that out, and that at the very least will give you a selection of the Psalms that was useful for me. If you find my voice calming, then you might also enjoy that video. And yeah, it may help you to restore yourself to a mental place of ease and receptivity. We often think it's purely about meditation, and that is great, but prayer is a very useful tool. Very useful, and it is being encouraged for you specifically. I just feel like as you do this, you'll become more receptive to guidance, right? It does. A lot of the spiritual energetic practices that we recommend are to center us within the universe. In a lot of spiritual traditions, they'll do things with the directions, and in magic as well. And what this does is it centers you in a perceptual universe, amongst other things. So this will help you. It's like find your way by knowing where you are. There's something about like grounding into where you are now. And that is going to show you your North Star, like where to go from here. Or from that space, you will be more receptive to that information, that knowing. Yeah, I'm getting big confirmations for this. This will serve you really well. And if you're not someone who grew up in these traditions, just know that you're not an imposter by doing this. This is being encouraged by, again, like I opened up for this for messages from the highest consciousness of love and those who truly have your back. So there's folks across the veil that know that this will be potent and useful for you, and they would encourage you to pursue it with love. They will uplift you as you do this. You will palpably, I think you will palpably feel the presence of love when you do this. And I can't really explain it, guys, but these words, like I recommend the King James Version of particularly the Psalms just because it's the oldest and it's been like people have given it a lot of energy over time. A lot of faith has been poured into it, a lot of love, a lot of joy, right? There are lots of the Psalms that are just David complaining about stuff. So maybe skip those. I love the ones that are about faith, about being restored, joy, love, peace, and praise for spirit. The ones that are uplifting, not the ones that are very complaining, like whining. So yeah, check out the Psalms. I think basically like 145 through 150, because there is 150 Psalms, and those last ones are all Psalms of praise. So it's convenient without having to flick through the book. You can get used books of Psalms online very cheaply, or there are great websites you can access on your phone. I think the one I've used in the past is Bible Gateway. I'm not recommending anything specific, but yeah, just check those out. There's lots of ways to access them. They're open source, so you don't have to spend a penny. It's interesting over time, the repetition, like the heartfelt, present repetition of these ancient prayers. They restore you to peace. It feels really good. Like you'll start out with the Psalms as like, okay, I need some energetic hygiene, or okay, I'm trying to get to a certain state. But after a while, it's just like you do it because it feels good. Yeah, because my sense from this is like you are this. There's a bit of a warrior energy here. There's like this fierceness, this determination, this mental strength. And I think what is being possibly encouraged is just a little bit more softness, and different things work for different people, a bit more receptivity, or just a little adjustment here. And what will do this for you is prayer. It doesn't have to be the Abrahamic stuff I've recommended. There's lots of different really good prayer from lots of different traditions. It just has to feel right for you, okay? So try different stuff if the Psalms or Proverbs don't feel right. Okie dokie. Anything else, Spirit? No, I nailed it. Okay, great. Thank you for joining me, Group 1. It was a pleasure. This was a big lesson for me on my journey, was the importance of prayer. I always thought like, it's like sending wishes and prayers is like, doesn't do anything in the world. I have to like take action. I got to grab all of my wands and like make stuff happen. But prayer is very powerful. The intention behind it is very powerful, and it makes a very big difference in your life and other people's. I firmly believe that now. All right, guys, take it easy. And if you're going to join me for one of the other groups, I really look forward to seeing you there. Welcome in, Group 2. So you chose the King of Cups, and I have to say, what a good choice. The King of Cups in the traditional tarot is the master of emotion. There's lots of water energy from this card, lots of oceanic themes. So I feel guided to read from the book. The way that they break this down is they have the artist, in this case, Carol Phillips, who created this image, discuss what the intention behind it, behind their creation. And then they have the card's meaning. And then they have some keywords. We're going to skip the card's meaning, and we're going to go with Carol Phillips' description of this art, and then we're going to read the keywords. Okay? So, yeah, I'm going to keep this on screen. Hopefully it's focusing well. It's very bright out here, guys. Sorry if this is not ideal on your end. We'll see. So, the King of Cups, the card story by Carol Phillips. The King of Cups is representative of the element of water. Nautical imagery was chosen to reflect this. There are elements of the crab for Cancer and the fish for Pisces. This is a timeless reading, as I'm obligated to say. However, I'm doing this reading on a Pisces new moon, so maybe relevant to someone. The King of Cups is intelligent and wise, so an expanded, translucent cranium was created to show this. He is also calm, collected, compassionate, and confident. He holds an organic, living cup, effortlessly, as if it is part of him, and he has a deep understanding and almost symbiotic relationship with his cup. I depicted a universe as being created from his cup, to show his powerful ability to create with compassion, art, and science. The space squids and dolphins were chosen to represent energy and flow. The dolphins symbolize creativity and the balance between the conscious and subconscious mind. The etheric space squids crown his head and complete the cycle of energy, aiding the king in his creation. Keywords for this card: we have courteous, calm, and wise. Wise is being highlighted for me here, and the balance between all elements. This is like a confluence of things in this image. And you see the calm look on his face of like, he sees the cosmos in the chaos, where other people just see chaos, he sees a beautiful higher order. Courteous in this sense, I think there are some ways in which courtesy can be seen as dimming our own light or deferring to others' power, but courteous in this sense is about seeing the light in others. It's a compassionate act of kindness, of warmth, of knowing that we are no different from other people. Like other people are us, we are other people. It's a unity consciousness kind of viewpoint when we are courteous to everyone, not because we want something from them, not because we need their validation, but just because it's another human being. And that's how we treat them. With courtesy, respect, kindness, and wisdom. Holding all things in the balance. It's beautiful energy, group 2. I feel like someone in particular here is also being called to the ocean. This is a message of love. So someone beyond the veil, your highest self. I get very strong highest self vibes from this. Someone knows it would be for your highest good if you could make it to the ocean. Yes, that's a particular message for someone. But go to the sea if it's feasible for you. If not, a large body of water is being called for. If not, a hot tub. You know what I mean? Not as good though. Natural would be best. Okay. We are also going to pull for you. What is starting energy? It's like if that's you, I don't know what advice to give the King of Cups. I don't know what advice you need. It's like you just this guy. Like you just watch tarot for fun at this point. You know, you got it all figured out. I'm gonna pull some. It's always the clear quartz. I'm gonna pull some crystal cards from here. I think we're gonna go with two cards from this deck with messages for you. Some particular crystals that want to come out for you. Oh gosh, how do you say this? Is it, I feel like it's very American of me to say sugar light. It sounds like something they would market here to put in like coffee as a sweetener. Sugar light. Sujolite, possibly. Sujolite. I like that purple energy. It's like royal, emotional, spiritual energy. All right, we're going to talk about this one and then maybe draw the other one. So this one says, love surrounds you. If you can't see it, it's because it exists in another form than what you expect. Others' bad moods are their problem, not yours. Your healing powers are increasing and you can help more people. Wow. That's the message you needed to hear. So there's a very like self-contained energy to this. There's a weird, I was going to go into it, but I'm hearing that you don't need to be told. Never mind. We're gonna see what else from this card is for you. Learn to love aspects of yourself you've judged as less than wonderful. By loving the aspects of yourself that you previously could not, you'll transcend to the next level in your spiritual growth. Oh, so maybe the King of Cups loves everyone but himself. And I will just gently point out as a message of love that you can't truly love everyone if you don't love yourself. You know this, and there's always a missing piece of the puzzle. Like when people are cruel to others, we know that they don't love themselves, right? You can never fully step into the unity consciousness that this card represents until you have a deep and abiding self-love. Some more from this card: love the unlovable. So even the things about yourself that are, let's say, less than savory, they're there for a reason, if only to teach you something. Love them. Accept them. Truly, when we don't love these parts of ourselves, a lot of it is resistance to accepting it in the first place, like a shoving it away. But it doesn't make it go away, it just festers. Or even gains more, gravity in the dark. We don't want that. We want to bring it all into the light to see it for what it is. It doesn't mean that we work to eradicate it, but we do work to accept it. This will make us more accepting of others as well. And then finally, I am deserving of love and feel the love that surrounds me each day. You know that others are deserving of unconditional love. Do you know that about yourself? You send it to other people, but do you send it to yourself? There's a reminder here. When I did this pick a card, I opened up to messages from the highest consciousness of love. And like there's an element of this that sounds a little bit, not stern, but like it can be the hardest thing to hear when we are a deeply loving being, that we perhaps are not turning that light inward, like that we aren't loving ourselves, especially if we've done a lot of work on doing so. This is a very unique energy. I feel like 1 in 1,000 people are truly like this. But you have the potential to be that 1 in 1,000. There's lots of overgivers and lots of people who send their love outwards for lots of reasons and who have a lot of love to give. But very few have this like balance and mastery of filling their own cup first and knowing that that actually means they can help more people, that they can love more deeply other people. We have to untrain ourselves from thinking that self-love is selfish in the pejorative, right? Like, it's the healthiest thing you can do. And it actually, what does this card say? The sugar light. What it will do is it will increase your healing powers so that you can help more people. Self-love is a superpower. I have another channel called Samuel Speaks. I always get uncomfortable about plugging that channel, but it's truly, there's some stuff on there you may find very useful. And there's subliminal audio tracks mostly. And these are for reprogramming our subconscious beliefs to more positive ones. I've got a self-love one that's in the works that should be dropping in the next few days after this video first airs. So check those out on the channel. I always link the other channel in the description. So yeah, check that out. That may be a useful resource for you because a lot of this can be subconscious. All right, guys, let's see if there's anything else. Nope, that's it. Okay, we covered it. Thank you for joining me for this mini reading, message of love. And if you're joining me for one of the other groups, I look forward to seeing you there. Take care. Hello, group 3. So, you chose the Knight of Cups. This is a beautiful energy. An excellent choice. So, let me read a little bit about this card from the book for this 78 Tarot Astral deck. I'm guided to read about the card's message, and we'll leave it at that. So, when this card appears in a reading, it is suggesting that your soul is crying out for magic, love, poetry, romance, and flamboyance. Give yourself the opportunity to appreciate the finer things of life, to indulge in fantasies, and ignore the more practical sides of life, even if only for a short while. Pamper yourself or let someone else treat you. Give your heart the reins for a change and see where it leads you. Just make sure that your emotions and passions don't run away with you, losing you on a melodramatic flight of fancy. The Knight of Cups can be suggestive of a sensitive, imaginative character who is currently in your life or coming into it soon. They are suave and genteel, and their sweeping, dramatic arrival coincides with an invitation, offering you a chance to open up and look beyond the mundane world, into the possibilities that abound, to walk a different path for a time. So for some of you, this truly is someone else coming in. But for the majority of this collective, this is about your soul's longing to be more self-expressive, expressive of its true self and its creative nature and its like flamboyant, loud, colorful, beautiful, flowy energy. There's a lot of Venusian energy here as well, of luxury and sensuality and self-love in terms of like abundance and pampering and self-care. The finer things for you might just be like very, very simple, but what you might view as very indulgent forms of self-care. This is like having a nice foot bath while you watch a favorite show. This is, getting your nails done, or doing something that makes you feel really good and full to the brim. It's also about your self-expression, though. Magic, love, poetry, and romance. I love this. Like these are energies that bring life, flexibility, flow, that move energy rather than allowing it to be stagnant, right? That take energies and transmute them into magic, that refuse rigidity and sterility and same kind of like blending in. This is an energy of magic, and I'm here for it. There's this like wise little half smile on their face. This is like a combination of higher self, inner child, soul energy. I get that like all of the creatures here are here by choice. It looks like, the traditional Knight of Cups is riding on a horse. And the horse might like him. They might have some sort of bond, but truly it's like the horse is a beast of burden. In this case, this is just like the universe has sent all of these creatures that love you. This is like Snow White energy. Like these creatures would follow this character home and like clean their house for them, not out of any sense of duty or because they've been trained to it, but because they want to. Like the universe wants to lift you up and carry you into these things. They just need you to take up an attitude that is, and a vibration that matches that, right? To indulge this energy. And you start by seeing it as indulgence, right? And then you step into it and you're like, oh no, this is actually just me. And I love it. And why would I choose any energy that isn't this? Why would I choose people to come into my life who aren't magical? Right? Yeah, I like this a lot. Okay. We're going to pull from the Modern Witch Tarot. This is very similar to the Smith-Waite in terms of art, but it's a more modern take with more variability in gender expression as well. All right, let's see. Three of Cups. Look at this vibrant group. Whoa. Three of Cups. What else, Spirit? This one. Nine of Cups. Look at that. The wind is kicked up just a little bit for this reading, and it feels like representative of the universe wanting to carry you into something. Eight of Wands. That's what I'm talking about. Fast moving energy. Going places. Simple 3-card pull. For a collective that's doing some intricate, nuanced work, I feel. This is a balancing of elements as much as it is flamboyant. Like you see the way they're holding this cup just effortlessly. There's a masterful element here of holding extremes in the palm of your hand and knowing that nothing is out of place. Like, yes, I dressed like this on purpose because I love it. And I just walked out of the door and then this squid offered me a ride, probably telepathically. And then these other beings just were like, we just want to be around you. And here I am, you know? I don't know where I got this cup. It just came to me. It's a very magnetic energy, but very gently so. It's like, yes, come along with me. Okay, so I'm asking some questions here about this Three of Cups. This can be a lot of things. This is a message of love, so my initial impulse was that you are being celebrated. And I do feel like you've done a lot of work to get to this point. So if no one else has told you today, you're doing an amazing job. That is a message of love that is for you. No need to keep the receipt. However, with this energy, I feel more like this is a community. And this is a community that reflects your flamboyant nature, like your truest self and how you like to express. And I'm getting that this isn't a community you're part of yet. And it's not necessarily one that actually exists already. This is kind of one that you're being moved into, that you're co-creating. No, so you're being moved into it sort of organically. It's like as you step into this energy, you know what I was saying with all of these beings just sort of showing up. It's like as you move into this energy and you stay there, it takes like a little bit of, especially at the beginning, like it's very solar plexus kind of energy where you have to be sort of firm in your assertion that no, this is who I am, and I wish to remain in this energy. And when it's our truest self, it's there's not really a lot of energy it takes you to maintain. It's more like casting off what is not yours and the projections of other people and the ideas that they have about you. And underneath that is the truth. And when you step into that truth, when you hold that energy, that vibration, this community just forms around you. I'm getting like, you know, you go to, this isn't what's going to happen. However, it's like you go to this concert and maybe you go alone, but you dress in this like wild outfit where you're just like, I'm going to feel amazing dancing in this, right? Like, I love the music. Maybe I don't have anyone to go with, but I'm going to live it up regardless. Like, I'm going to go in my most rad outfit. And you go, and just because you showed up so authentically, like all of a sudden, these other people who came alone, who were brave enough to do the same thing, they see you and they're like, oh, that's my kind of person. And all of a sudden, you're cheersing each other. Yeah, I love this energy. Sorry, guys. This is there's a higher message of love coming through that they cannot wait for you to be in this energy. Like, it's going to feel so good. It's going to feel like there's a coming home here. And to this community, you are going to look like you have it all. Like you have it all together. They're going to help you. Like, when you step into this energy, it's an energy of abundance. And when you're in that energy, you attract abundance. You attract abundant people, or abundantly minded people, right? Like magical folk who help you make your dreams a reality, not necessarily through planning and purposing. It's just kind of like, we're in a self-organizing universe, and the universe loves this. The universe loves this, and they will send you more of this, and it will kind of just organically happen. I'm getting it. It's a community that will share resources very freely, or all of you have something for one another. You're stronger together, and they'll help you hold this energy and stay. Like, you will end up being the Nine of Cups, and this is a tremendous energy to be in, because what's next? The Ten of Cups. That's the best. Yeah, I'm getting that, this Nine of Cups energy, you might think this body language is very closed off, but it's discerning is what it is. It's not judgmental, it's discerning. It's kind of like, hey, if you don't have something to add to my beautiful, vibrant community, like if you're just a naysayer, or you're here to like leech off of us, off of me, then you have no place. This is discerning about what fills these 9 cups, right? And it's like it's pouring back into yourself, of not freely giving to this energy of your energy just because someone wants it. Right? It's like recognizing that you fill your own cup first, and that's why you have 9 of them. From that position, you can fill so many other cups. You can make such a bigger difference in the world. You can be more fully and like largely yourself. Because other people who are dimming their own light aren't like pulling from yours. Yeah. And my sense is that when you're in this energy, you attract this community faster. When you attract the community, it helps you to stay in that energy more. Because they, like this energy of self-fulfillment means that whoever you attract, they don't, it's not codependent. None of you are wholly dependent upon one another, or sublimated within the relationship. It's like you each add something that you don't need, but benefits you tremendously, that you would like, right? Each of you is so self-fulfilled that you can't take from one another. It's only giving, and it's always reciprocal. Like whatever you have to offer each other is just the cherry on top, because you each have like a beautiful sundae that you arrange yourself. Yeah. And my sense is that this will come in for you very quickly when you reside in this Nine of Cups energy, this self-fulfilled abundance, and everything that was being recommended by this card of pouring into yourself, of self-care, of filling your own cup. That's what's going to help you get there. Yeah, so it's like a little bit of a paradox where self-focus brings in the community you may have always dreamed of. I'm just getting that you don't, like, it's because you don't need the community that they come in. Yeah, that's the true paradoxical part. When you decide that and this happens organically when you're in this energy for long enough. You're self-reliant and not in like the gritty, like pull yourself up by your own bootstraps kind of way, but like energetically self-reliant. And that just magnetizes other self-reliant people to you and makes a strong community, because there's no weak links. There's no energy vampires. Yeah, guys, this is great, group 3. I'm so proud of you. It's a big shift to move into this energy for a lot of people, especially a lot of naturally giving people, givers. To give to yourself is a shift, but it's one that will serve you well. Thank you for joining me for this message of love. If I'm going to see you in one of the other groups, if you're like mostly 3 but a little bit of 1, I'll see you there. If not, have an excellent rest of your day, and show yourself some love. All right, bye guys.